Hello everyone. Namaste. 안녕하세요. My name is Hyunsu Kang. I am the second secretary of the Korean Embassy. It is my honor to meet with you, the promising young students of Jamia Millia Islamia University. Recently, the embassy noticed that there are growing interest on Korean language, literature, and culture. People usually think that we have to go to Korea to pursue Korean studies. However, it is not true. There are many Indian universities and colleges that already offers good Korean language, literature, and culture related courses. One of them is Jamia Millia Islamia University's Korean program. And that is why we are here today, and we will hear real-life experiences from students of Korean program in JMI University. Okay, I will pose several questions. First, can you introduce your department, the Department of Korean Studies in JMI?
The Korean language program was started in 2019 in Jamia. Before that, it was established. The department was established in 2017 by Professor Kim Do-young, who is the director of Korean Studies in Jamia. And then they started the BA program. We mainly focus on speaking and listening, writing, reading, and grammar. And we also learn Chinese characters, which called Hanja. And whatever we learn from, all the books are written by our respected teachers, Professor Kim and Mrs. Kim.
People who are genuinely interested in Korea will love this course. We have native teachers here, which provides a very beautiful environment to learn the language. And even if people are not interested and they don't know much about Korea beforehand, they can learn much about Korea after getting into this course. Our teachers introduce us about Korean culture, Korean food, and various other things about Korea. And if they want to learn about Korea and the language, the literature is beautiful itself. There are a lot of entertainment which can be consumed after learning Korean language, like webtoons, K-dramas, and stuff. So if you want to pursue this language, you will enjoy a lot about learning this language, and the course at Jamia is best one to learn the language, and our teachers are very helpful. They clear out our doubts well.
To be honest, most of the students from our class, since we are in the last year, that is the third year of our Korean language program, are looking forward to give the topic exam, which is also the Korean language exam, right? And if we are able to clear the exam, especially the 4th or 5th level, then we'll be able to have some scholarship or entry in Korea for college, universities, and for job purpose as well. Apart from that, we can apply for the scholarships like GKS and many other are there which I am not aware of. And apart from that, our professors have talked to some other professors in the Korean university regarding our foreign exchange student program. So we'll be looking forward to that, hopefully, if we are able to pass all these tests and exams.
We have 6 subjects, and one is main core subject, that is Korean exactly, and we have extra CBCS subject, that is choice based subject. The student who want to choose any subject according to their choice, they can choose.
Apart from that, our professor promised us the culinary arts and taekwondo classes and other Korean drama classes as well.
Why did you choose to study Korean language?
안녕하세요. My name is Sadaf Iqbal. So I choose Korean language by my choice. It is not by chance, because I think Korean language is very interesting language and very logical to understand. And by keeping in mind, because I want to continue my studies, higher education in Korean from Korea also. So for better communication skills, because when I go there should not be a communication gap between me and the native Koreans.
Since I'm from a humanities background, I have studied Korean history, and Korean history is something that makes me want to learn this language even more. Apart from that, I joined a 3-day online workshop. It was about the Korean language. There they taught us Hangul and some basic introductory sentences, and I found that very interesting.
My main reason to choose Korea was the similarities between India and Korea, and also the growing Korean wave, which is growing every day, like the K-pop, K-dramas, and even various web series which are coming up. So I wanted to be a part of all this. So to understand this better and knowing it well, so the Korean language was very much needed, and also the accelerated job opportunities.
We have many choice, whether I could choose Spanish language, Russian language, or any other European language. But I chose Korean. I always wanted to learn East Asian language like Korean, because Korean language and Hindi language is somehow very similar. They also follow SOV pattern.
My purpose for choosing Korean was basically my interest in languages. I've been interested in languages since my childhood. I've learned many Middle Eastern and Asian languages. Since I learned about K-pop and K-dramas and I got introduced to the Korean language, I got really interested in it and I tried to learn it.
What was your family and friends' reaction when you chose to pursue Korean language?
I come from a family where most of the people are either into law or engineering. So choosing a language that also as a bachelor was a bit risky for me. Many people criticize about it, like it has no scope and all. Even in the starting when I used to take classes at my home because of the pandemic online, and I used to recite those vowels, yo and all. So my family used to make some fun, but now they are used to it, and even I'm used to it.
First of all, my family got shocked because it's a new language, and I know about this language by my younger sister as she is a K-pop fan, and she wants to join K-pop contest also. And last year she got selected in regional round also. And then I came to learn this language, and now me and my sister both are learning same language.
First of all, when I told my family that I'm learning Korean, so they had no idea about it. Even when I told my friends, they used to make fun of me because all the pronunciation of Korean is kind of weird to them. But now I kind of like this language and I'm happy with it.
There is literally no one in my family who is related to foreign language course, but when I told to my parents, they supported me and encouraged me to work hard on this field and start saying that our daughter will go to Korea.
My parents were very supportive of me. They were like, do whatever you want, it's your life. And my friends were very envious of me, like you are living your dream life, learning your dream language.
First, when I told my parents about like doing a career and making a career in a language course, they were shocked. They told me, as every Indian household family, they told me to do CA, as I have commerce in my +2. But when I told them about my career plans or the opportunity I will get by learning Korean language, they supported me.
Well, initially my family and friends didn't know much about the Korean language, so they had stereotypes about Korea and the language. But when I started learning, I introduced them to the Korean culture and language, and now they like that I am learning the language. And they also like to read webtoons and stuff. I like to flex in front of them that I can read them in the native language and enjoy the literature. And my family were quite supportive about it. Well, they initially didn't know about it, about the language and culture much, but now they like that I'm learning such a foreign language, and Korea is such a beautiful country. When I show them the vlogs and pictures of Korea, they like it that I'm learning the language, and they also wish that someday I might go there.
Are there any requirements to get into Korean language department?
If you want to get admission in JMI in Korean language, then you have to clear an exam conducted by the university. First you have to go to the website and then fill the application form, and after that their entrance will be conducted, and if you got selected in the entrance, then you have the eligibility criteria for enrollment, then is 50% mark I guess, and if you got that percent mark in your high school, then you can get admission in JMI University.
Into the Korean department, first of all you need at least 45 to 50% marks in your core subjects in your 12th class. Then having valid documents, resident proof, and being a resident of India. Clearing the entrance exam, like passing the cutoff, it ranges between 70 to 80%. And this is the basic requirement to get into the department.
Any advice to prospective students who want to enter your university?
I would just like to say to the prospective students, like for the entrance, you should have a very good knowledge about Korean culture, history, geography and politics. Like you should have a good knowledge about everything about Korea, and also about the Indian-Korean relations. a little bit of general knowledge also. And there will be 2 sections in the entrance. First is objective and the other is writing section. So there is negative marking in objective section. So, but in writing section there will be no negative marking. So your essay writing should be very good so that you get the marks easily there.
You need to pass the entrance exam, which is quite tricky to be honest. So you have to work hard, and they ask you about the Korean culture and about Korea. So you can you have to learn about Korea and the culture if you want to pass the entrance exam.
Last question, what is your future plan?
My future plan is to pursue Korean language and make a career in it. I want to work in the Korean embassy or as a language interpreter in an MNC.
Language can work anywhere. And my future plan is to go to Korea and complete my masters, and then I can work in embassy either in Korea or in India.
Actually, I wanted to be an actor, and being an actor, you should be more fluent in any language. And Korean language gives me extra opportunity to work in different ways, so in Korea and in India also.
There are many opportunities after learning Korean language. This language is very worthy to learn. And as we know that there are many MNCs in India, so we can work with, and we can also get a job in Korean embassy if our Korean is good. So, and my plan is after learning the Korean language, I want to clear the topic level, at least level 5, and then I want to get the scholarship to learn in Korea and doing my masters there in Korean or in tourism.
Learning a language is always a great opportunity. Language never, there is no disadvantage in learning a language. My future plan, I have decided to work in embassy or IFS, Indian Foreign Services, because for Indian Foreign Services, it's always great to have any language, and Korean is like a good language because of the Indian-Korean relationship, Indian-Korean relationship.
My short-term goal is I want to learn more, and I want to go for further studies in the same Korean language in Korea or in India, any prestigious university. And in future, I want to work in a Korean company for better experience like LG, Hyundai or Samsung.
I wish to continue my Korean language studies after graduating from here. I want to know more about the Korean culture and the literature. The literature amazes me. And I want to narrow the gap between the 2 cultures of India and South Korea by learning the language and introducing both the cultures to both the countries. I want to introduce Indian culture to South Korea and the South Korean culture to the Indian people. And the only way is to know about both the cultures thoroughly. So I want to continue my Korean language studies and learn more about the Korean culture and the literature and introduce it to India, so people can know more about each other and the stereotypes can be broken. So this is my future plan to get a scholarship, go to Korea and continue my studies from there, and I'm looking forward to that.